Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please do stick around by clicking that subscribe button. Subscribing is absolutely free. You don't pay anything for it and it will help the channel. I would like to give you a scenario, okay? I want you to imagine this for a second. Imagine opening up your home to your starving neighbors so they can come in, sharing some of the food you have. That would be awesome, right? How big of you to want to feed everyone in your neighborhood? How big of you? Now imagine those same neighbors fighting you for your food and wanting to kick you out of your house so they can take it over and replace you. Imagine that. What am I talking about? There's a Zimbabwean born influencer over there on TikTok, right? So he goes by the name of Ndoyisile. He's got a large following on the platform. He's at over 900,000 followers at the moment. I'm not very familiar with his platform. I don't follow him. I heard about the guy last year when he was trending on social media for taking people's money and not delivering the product he was selling at the time. I think he was selling bonnets at the time. So Ndoyisile went to Mall of Africa recently. I don't know when he went, but it was recent. So he went to the mall. Now, for those of you who don't know South Africa, Mall of Africa is one of the biggest malls in the country, one of the most prestigious malls, I can say, in the country, right? So he went to the mall. On his return from the mall, he then proceeded to make a video. He made a video telling the world how he couldn't do what he wanted to do at the mall because it was too crowded, right? And according to him, the people crowding the place were people from Tembisa, which is one of the townships in the area, not too far from the mall. So he said these people were crowding the mall, doing nothing at the mall, and he didn't appreciate that because he's claustrophobic. Okay. So in this video, he was asking these same people from Tembisa if there are no malls in their area and why they decided to go to Mall of Africa instead of going to their own malls, because apparently the mall belongs to him, right? And people of Tembisa need to ask him for permission before going to the mall. I mean, really. Mind you, this is one of the most premium malls in Africa, like I said. So it's a big deal for a lot of people to visit the mall, especially those who don't live close to the mall or those who don't live in Gauteng province where the mall is. Now, Ndoyisile's comments didn't go down well with a lot of South Africans, understandably so, and he is currently getting dragged on social media and he's also being unfollowed by a number of people. The last time I checked, apparently he had lost about 4,000 followers on his TikTok, right? Which 4,000 followers is not a lot. Clearly, South Africans are not patriotic. This guy should be sitting at 50,000 followers now instead of 900,000. So losing just 4,000 followers is nothing. Anyway, here's my thoughts. Here are my thoughts on the matter. We in South Africa have all African nationalities here. There are Kenyans here, Namibians, Zimbabweans, Nigerians, Mozambicans, Cameroonians, Congolese people. We have everyone from all over Africa here, right? But please believe me when I tell you that the group of people who tend to be the most problematic, the most demonic, the most hateful towards South Africans, they are Zimbabweans and Nigerians. Just those two nations. When I tell you, I don't know what these people's obsession is with Black South Africans. Like, I don't know what they want from us. So I've been in Johannesburg for the past 27 years now, right? Since 1998. And I came here, just as a kid, still in primary school, to live with my mother from my grandmother's house. I have met all types of Africans from most African countries here. I've made friends with different people from different parts of Africa, right? But when I see a Zimbabwean or a Nigerian trending on social media for being xenophobic towards South Africans, I am never surprised. I'm never surprised. I almost expect it from them. A lot of South Africans don't even know that there are Kenyans or Namibians in South Africa. A lot of people don't know because you see people from Kenya, people from Namibia, people from other African countries, they mind their own business here. They mind their business, follow the laws of the country, make their money, and stay out of trouble. And stay out of trouble. And then there are Zimbabweans and Nigerians. Oh, guys, I've said this before and I will say it again. I said this on my the video I did about Chidima Adechina. I said on that video that Nigerians in South Africa have an obsession of wanting to take over South Africa and replace South Africans. And Zimbabweans, from what I've seen, they have the very same obsession. Same obsession. And then when South Africans fight back, we're called all sorts of phobic. Oh, you're xenophobic. Oh, you're Afrophobic. Apparently, we're not supposed to fight back. We're not allowed to fight back. Meanwhile, we're getting demeaned, we're getting disparaged, we're getting hated, or we're getting insulted by these people when we've done absolutely nothing to them. Totally unprovoked, they will fire up their cameras, fire up their cell phones, and start recording themselves talking shit about South Africans. Totally unprovoked. Totally unprovoked. Guys, I personally need Zimbabweans to understand that every time they come on the internet to expose their hatred for South Africans, we will fight back. That's all I need them to understand. Call us all sorts of phobic in the dictionary. We don't give a damn. We will not be disrespected in our own country. We will not be disrespected by people who refuse to fix their own countries. It's not going to happen, guys. And what infuriates me more with this Ndoyisile situation is that when people get comfortable in a country, right, and they start making a little bit of money, then suddenly they want poor people to disappear. Like, are you kidding me? Where are the poor people of Tembisa supposed to disappear to? Where? Because even the Bible, because most of you Africans are religious, right? So let's talk a language that you're going to understand. Your holy Bible says that the poor you will always have among you. But Ndoyisile wants the poor people of South Africa to disappear to make him comfortable. Where are they going to go? Where? You could literally just enjoy your new money in peace without bothering poor people. You could. It's possible. You could just enjoy your new money if he has money, if Ndoyisile has any money, because honestly, somebody who's celebrating a washing machine that he bought for 11,000 rands, I don't know if that person has a whole lot of money, because people who have money like that don't celebrate $11,000 rand purchases, right? So I don't know if he even has money. But if he does, he could literally just enjoy his new money without involving poor South Africans. If one mall is overcrowded, go to another one, or stay at home and do online shopping, or send a personal shopper. Do what the rich do. People who are really rich, they have shoppers. So go ahead and have a shopper since you have so much money. Leave poor people alone. The mall doesn't belong to you. Would he have said the same thing if these people were white people? If the mall was full of white people or overcrowded, which is the word he used, if the mall was overcrowded with white people, would he have said the same thing? Because you see, the anti-blackness is another thing I have a problem with. So black South Africans must vanish so you and your Zimbabwean brothers and sisters can take over and replace us. It's never gonna happen. Keep dreaming. We're not going anywhere. We will not be told by you where to go or what to do in our own country. Literally, Zimbabwe is over there, waiting for you guys to stop running away and start fixing it. It's not gonna fix itself. It is waiting for Zimbabweans to go and fix. to go and fix it. South Africans wouldn't annoy you so much if you had just stayed in your own country. You wouldn't hate us so much. You wouldn't feel like we are on your way. We are a stumbling block. We wouldn't be a stumbling block if you had just stayed over there. Talking about how proud you are of your country. Oh, I've never hidden where I come from. Oh, I'm so proud. I'm so proud. You're so proud that you had to run away, right? Why don't you go back, Ndoyisile, since you're so proud? Oh, I know. You can't go back. You cannot go back because you see, Zimbabwe wouldn't allow you to express your sexuality so openly as you do in South Africa here, right? So South Africa has given you rights. South Africa has given you the freedom to be who you are. South Africa has given you freedoms that even your precious pride and joy of a country could not give you. And you still have the audacity to be hateful towards the people of that very same country that has liberated you. And I've seen a lot of stupid comments on social media since this whole thing started. Oh, Zimbabweans are the most educated people in Africa. We don't need your South Africa. Oh, Zimbabweans are this, Zimbabweans are that. And yet you are here. Yet you are here in this South Africa that you don't need. So educated, and yet your country is what it is. Writing all sorts of fancy English on social media, defending a xenophobic man because he happens to be from your country, but you can't use that very same fancy English to go improve the land of your ancestors over there. Look at what the Chinese are doing with their education. When will you do something similar? When will you do something tangible with yours, since you're the most educated nation in Africa? What is the education doing? What's her name? Lebu something. Latoya's ex-wife. On Twitter a few days ago, she wrote how useless education is. Now, I'm paraphrasing, right? She wrote about how, your education will not do anything for you, your PhDs are useless, wara. Something along those lines, and people came for her. But when I was reading these comments now on social media about how educated Zimbabweans are, I thought to myself, maybe Lebo was onto something here. Maybe Lebo was onto something, because what's the use then of being the most educated nation in Africa, and the country is the way it is? Like, what does that help? What does that help? Honestly, isn't the whole point of education to improve the lives of people? What does it help then if people are the most educated nation in Africa, and yet their country is the poorest in Africa, or one of the poorest countries in Africa, or one of the most dysfunctional countries in Africa? What does the education help then? What does it help? What is it good for then in that case? And this is very much on brand with Zimbabweans in South Africa. I'm not even surprised, because there was another Zimbabwean not too long ago. Just a few weeks ago, there was another Zimbabwean decided to wake up, record himself, telling South Africans how lazy they are, and how better the Zimbabweans are than us. So I saw the video on Londi's channel, Mgosi Entertainment. Totally unprovoked. Again, totally unprovoked. This man just decided to wake up, film himself insulting South Africans, and post it online. And we are expected to keep quiet. We are expected to not respond because African unity, right? You see, Julius Malema and his EFF can go to hell with that dream of African unity and open borders. You can tell them to go to hell. Show me a Zimbabwean politician who has promised to open borders to South Africans. Show me. They don't exist. They don't exist, because even though they have nothing to offer to South Africans, the people over there are still smart enough to protect their country to protect themselves from everyone else in Africa. They're still smart enough to do that. Apparently, everybody has a right to protect themselves except South Africans. We are the fools that are supposed to tolerate everything and accept everyone for the sake of African unity. No, to hell with African unity. We don't want to. We don't want to accept disrespect. We don't want to get along with disrespectful Africans. We don't want to do it. We will not do it. In fact, even if it's not Africans, even if it's not Africans who are disrespectful, we're not going to deal with disrespect, guys. We're not going to deal with disrespect. We are not going to turn the other cheek. No, we're not going to turn the other cheek. So when you come online and are hateful, we're going to fight fire with fire. Like it's that simple.